How you doing, everyone? Welcome back. You can probably see Molly over here, right? Um, well, this old girl, and yeah, she's an old girl. Um, she's, what, 14, 15 years old? I think she's 15 years old. I know she's at least 14. To be fair, she was my wife's dog before we ever met. So, there's that. But yeah, this pretty little girl right here. Getting up there in age. And, well, what happens when you get up there in age? Same thing happens with people as well, right? You start having some health concerns and sometimes incontinence issues. And, this is something that I feel myself, I mean, the joints, it's hard to walk sometimes. I feel like a bowl of Rice Krispies when I try to move sometimes, snap, crackle, pop all over the place. And, to a certain extent, that's happening to Molly. She's very slow. She has a hard time getting up and down the stairs, which, yeah, so do I sometimes, I guess. I can relate to her. I mean, in terms of her lifespan, a dog's lifespan versus a human lifespan, in those terms, as far as how long a life would naturally last, yeah, she is closer to the end than I am. I'm closer to the middle. I'm actually past the middle, but, whatever. But yeah, she's closer to the end than I am, and that's kind of sad. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to... It's going to be hard to, when that time comes. But, yeah, incontinence is unfortunately one of the things that she's dealing with right now. And, I mean, we're not, at a point where we're discussing putting her down. I mean, she's still healthy enough that, yeah, that's not even a concern. That's not even a discussion we're ready to have at this point. And anybody who would suggest that, get out of here, because she's a good dog. I mean, yeah, she gets irritating sometimes. I mean, she'll bark at a random, whatever you call those whirly things that fall off the trees. Yeah, she'll bark at one of those, right? Or, like, when the dandelion turns white and the wind blows all the cottony type stuff off of it. Oh yeah, she'll bark at one of those blowing in the wind, right? Of course, she's also saved our lives from, a FedEx guy and the mailman and, a shady looking squirrel, a raccoon or two. I mean, she'll bark at all of it, and she has saved our lives. She has stopped us from being murdered by a random leaf. Yep, the neighbors across the street that, I mean, their house is not even close to ours, but, I mean, they're across the street, and, if they're going into their house, they're a threat. So, I don't know why they're a threat, but apparently they are. She makes sure to warn us about them. But, yeah, getting old sucks, though. Isn't that right, girl? Yeah, she's just laying here right now. I really wish she would be over there where it's a little bit more shady, but that's where she wants to be. bucket of water for her, and she hasn't touched it, which is a little bit concerning, but I'm not going to stress about it. I mean, she knows it's there. But yeah, I mean, this girl right here, I mean, like I said, she was my wife's dog before I ever knew her. And she is the one person that has been there for my wife through some hard times. You know, she's been the one constant through all of it. And you know, for that reason alone, I mean, we're keeping her just as long as we possibly can. You know, I mean, she gets a little bit irritating at times, but yeah, it happens, right? The cats get that way too sometimes. I mean, George, you've seen him if you've paid attention to the channel. He's the big orange guy. He's actually gotten right up in the camera and said, "Hi, I'm the star of the show now," even though that's not really his personality. Yeah, I mean, he gets irritating at times just because, I mean, I'll come home from work and I'll take a seat in my chair, and before I can even get my shoes off, he is in my lap. It's like, dude, my feet hurt. Can I get my shoes off? You know, and then Elliot, the little white guy, if you've seen some of my older videos, he's the one that'll perch right up here on my shoulder and then launch himself off. Yeah. Well, just his entire personality makes him a little bit irritating sometimes, but he's kind of funny, though. But, yeah, I don't even know if I had a real point with this, other than to say that Molly's a good dog. I mean, she's getting up there. She's having some of the issues that come with aging, some that a lot of us will have to deal with ourselves. I mean, not just with pets, but ourselves. I mean, it's things that we all might go through at some point. I mean, some people would argue that I'm already a cantankerous old man, just like she's cantankerous old. Well, you know what the word is for her. But yeah, she's a good dog, and I might, you know, trade her in for, you know, maybe a new guitar or something. But other than that, I can't really think of anything that I'd trade her off for. I'm kidding, of course, but you know. I don't know. It's a nice day sitting out here on the deck, and I don't really know why I started talking about the dog. Actually, I do. You know, it's her age, her health issues that she's dealing with, and unfortunately, it only gets worse from here. But gonna love her as long as we have her, aren't we? And if you have an animal or a person in your life in that situation, it's really all you can do. Love them as long as you have them, and consider every day with them to be a blessing. And you know what? If they're anything like Molly, you don't trade them for anything. I'll catch you next time.